Hello, Bill Molyneux here with Goober the Traveling Bear, and we are at World's Best Comics and Games Store. Well, I'm at World Best Comics somewhere in Virginia, and Goober the Traveling Bear is with me, and the manager, Mr. PJ, is here. Where am I?
You're in Newport News, Virginia, home of the Newport News shipyard, where a lot of the Navy's ships get built, specifically the aircraft carriers. We're a comic book and gaming store. We focus a lot on our gaming. We have a ton of role-playing games and war game stuff, including the popular things like Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer 40K, as well as other, lesser-known games.
What are your hours?
Well, depends on the day. On the weekends, we're open till midnight, and we open at 11 a.m. On weekdays, we close at 8 because there's not a lot of people. We're a leisure activity, so it's mostly on the weekends that we have a lot of stuff here.
Very good. Well, I'm going to pause the camera and you could show me around a little, maybe.
Sure thing.
Goober says, "Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff here. It's unbelievable."
This is our Warhammer section. We have 40K on the right and Age of Sigmar on the left. The specialty games in the back, like Warhammer Fantasy, Necromunda, and Kill Team.
Wow, you have an enormous inventory here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, these are, by faction. We're looking at the Space Marines right now, which
okay.
take up 2 of our shelves here.
Wow. I could spend an hour in this store just hitting the inventory. So I'm going to ask Mr. PJ to take me to some areas that's really unique. And I'll pause the camera here. Mr. PJ, you can take me on to a section that you think is extra cool.
Let me show you our Fantasy Miniatures section.
So we are in what department?
This is our Fantasy Miniatures section. This is where you can come find any miniatures for your fantasy role-playing games, from the monsters that your DM is going to be using, all the way to all sorts of different player character archetypes that we have here. They're organized by race and class. So let's say you want a human paladin, you come over to the H section for the humans, then go over to the P's and find your paladins, like right here.
All right, well, let's do a test. How about a cleric?
A cleric of, do you want a dwarven cleric? Do you want an elf
Oh my
cleric?
goodness. I'm so old that I would say a regular cleric.
All right, let's look at humans here.
All right, human.
And human clerics, we have some right
Look
here.
at that.
We have more here.
How did you get so organized?
A lot of time and work. Whenever the minis come in, we have to redo the wall whenever new things come in and spread it out and find slots for somebody, but it's well worth it to help people find exactly what they're looking for.
Wow, and I see you have Star Wars here also.
We have X-Wing, we have Armada, we have Legion, all the different Star Wars games.
All right, where are you taking me to next? How about, do we have anything in the military history side?
Sure thing, come right this way.
This is such a treat to be in such a store. This is well worth driving from Baltimore to.
Gotcha. Our latest historical game that has been getting a lot of attention is World of Tanks.
Now, what are those about? What are they, 10, 15 millimeter?
I'm not sure what the exact scale is. It's the same as Flames of War. Let me see if they say somewhere back here.
Goober says these heads are pretty spooky and a bit scary. So our World of Tanks miniatures are really cool. I see you have bolt action.
Yeah, we have some bolt action stuff right here. You can see the Band of Brothers starter set.
Wow. All right. Continue on. This is an endless store of a labyrinth of things.
Yeah, right here you'll see our role-playing game section.
So how about the old Dungeons and Dragons? Do you have advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
Right now in this section we only have the new role-playing games, and at the end cap over there is going to be Dungeons and Dragons. If you want some older Dungeons and Dragons, we do have a used role-playing game section where you can find old stuff from the 80s and 70s.
Wow, that's incredible. Where are you taking me to next?
All right, let's want to check out our manga, which is right here.
Now, I'm sorry, but Goober the Traveling Bear and I have no idea what that means because we're old.
So manga is Japanese comics, and that's one of our specialties here in this store. We have one of the largest manga selections in the area, and it's going to be pretty much that entire half of the store and this, and it goes down here, and you'll get some old classics like Dragon Ball Z and One Piece, and newer stuff like Demon Hunter and all sorts of isekai.
Wow. And these are very popular, otherwise you wouldn't have
Yes, they are.
36 feet worth of product here.
You want to head over and look.
What section are we at now?
These are the used role-playing games. Also, some of the older games that have been sitting around getting moved here. So some of this stuff is actually new. We sell it all at half cover price, so you can get some really good deals. And you have some old stuff like Mechton and Heavy Gear from from the early '80s, all the way to like the era of 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons, where we had all the third-party stuff. You can see here. We have some old Traveler books.
I wonder if you have a Zeb Cook Dungeons and Dragons book here. I bet you do.
I don't know. Zeb Cook is pretty popular, so his stuff doesn't tend to stick around very often.
Wow. Wow, he used to come to my house a lot for wargaming. All right. Well, I also have to ask, the reason I'm here is to play a miniature wargame with a wargaming group. I've been told you have rooms for wargamers.
You want to go take a look at the rooms?
Sure.
Let's go. This is our war room where we have plenty of tables, a lot of 4-foot by 8-foot tables with plenty of space for all your games. And this is where the wargaming happens.
So, if you show up with your terrain and figures, do you rent the table for an hour?
No, it's for free. Everybody's welcome here to come play. We don't charge for the space. We have terrain that you can use, as well as you can bring your own.
Wow, that is amazing. I know the one big game store in Baltimore, they charge $10 an hour, I believe it is. So that's a great deal to get people to come.
We love having people here playing, and so it's free.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Well, your store is so impressive. Goober the Traveling Bear has one question.
Go ahead, Goober.
Well, what we want to know is, I'm a huge wargamer in miniatures for 54 millimeter figures. I haven't seen any.
I'm afraid that's not a scale that we really can get our hands on. So.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. There's only a handful of us still wargaming in 54 millimeter scale. And that was just a goofy question that Goober wanted to bug you about. I really want to say thank you for the tour. And would you like to say anything else before we end it out? Your address again, just in case?
We're located at 9714 Warwick Boulevard in Newport News, Virginia, and everybody's welcome to come. We are happy to have any and all types, from beginners to experienced, and we're happy to play with everyone.
All right, and thank you very much. And everyone, please visit this store. I drove over 280 miles to be here tonight. So stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and Goober gives this store 2 paws up. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
All right, well, in the back room, the Old Dominion Wargaming group, and here we have the group playing war games. And I gotta say, James Curtis and Steve, Chris, I forgot everyone's names, I'm sorry, and of course Professor Chuck. But they were playing a 6mm war game, 2 young fellas, and Goober gave it 2 thumbs up, 2 paws up. The 2 young fellas that were running this game really had a fantastic game set up in 6mm, 30-year war. Really nice to see young people miniature wargaming in the hobby. Professor Chuck was a great sport. He did several pictures with Goober the Traveling Bear. And there he is, Professor Chuck, and Jim Curtis in the back, James Curtis, everyone knows from HMGS. And it was just a fun time to visit a wargaming group. And Goober says, you gotta join a wargaming group. And that's about it. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and visit a historic site, comic book site, or wargaming site near you.